Hello and happy Tuesday. I am back. Listen, I'm excited. I hope you have had an amazing day. It is yet again time for Tuesday motivation and conversation. Man, that week went by fast. My God. So last week was just getting back from traveling and here again, just excited about the opportunity that I get to share with God's people, about vision and uh, about dreaming, and not only that, but encouraging people to stay the course. Don't quit. Don't quit. And I know there are those of us who are still building and moving forward. There are others who feel like they've arrived or they're at the peak. Regardless as to where you are, do not quit. Keep going, keep going. And you just have to figure it out along the way, and it will be revealed over time. And that's what we know about vision. It's for an appointed time. So, in addition to my wonderful travels and all of the things, I got this whole little thing going on. So, y'all have to bear with me tonight. I'm going to have to drink my water. I'm going to have to clear my throat. But at the end of the day, we're here. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen. So, with that being said, I want to I want to piggyback off of what I shared on Monday. I had a quick couple of minutes and I was going into a meeting and I was working on my upcoming project. And there was a piece that I was working on talking about your vision, your culture. And, this is a piece that I talk about it all the time, but it just really illuminated in my mind and in my spirit yesterday. And that piece just, whoop, if you don't establish a culture, people will bring their own. I can't say it enough. It is so very vitally important that as a visionary, you take the time to establish a culture, processes, procedures around the vision that you've been given. Because if you don't, and as you invite people into that world, into your environment, they will bring the culture that they have, or they'll bring a culture from somewhere else. And simply this culture is establishing policies, processes, procedures, and an environment by which you do what it is that you've been given to do. So if that is not established by you as the visionary, guess what? People establish their own. That's when you have chaos. That's when you have confusion. That's when you have division. Um, and that's when it seems that the vision is falling apart or it is by no means clear. So it's important to have your culture established. And so I think that's going to be I think that's going to be a key chapter in this upcoming project. And you'll hear more about that probably next week. Um, I'll be sharing a little bit more about it. So this week I'm plowing and we're working on some final aspects of it. So you'll be hearing about a little bit more about that next week when it'll be coming out and how you can pre-order um, that particular copy and get yourself started. It's gonna be it's gonna be phenomenal for leaders, for visionaries, for leaders. I mean, just for your life, I think it is going to be very inspirational and encouraging, and I think it's going to be a blueprint for many of you to utilize as you work through your process of establishing your vision. One of the things that I started talking about last week was functioning versus being vital, functionality versus vitality, and how there's a difference in that. And so sometimes, depending on where we are and how clear we are or how unclear we are, determines just how vital we feel and how much value we place on the vision that we've been given. And I want to kind of go down this road a little bit more tonight. I want to travel a little bit further. And so I told you last week I wasn't sure how long I'm going to be on this street, but I want to drive down this street a little bit longer because I think there's some important aspects of it. And as I have been working on this project, this was not really a part of it, but I am thinking about adding this um, as a culminating piece of this project, because I think it's important that we understand a lot of us are used to existing and we've adapted to existing, meaning we flow into whatever is happening or whatever else somebody else has happening, and we help to do that well. We learn to function within the confines of where we feel our gifts fit, where our niche may flow, to the degree that we don't have to be totally committed and responsible for the entire outcome of what it is that we see ourselves doing. Listen, this is the thing that is so key. Sometimes we want that outcome, but we don't want to go all the way in to get the results. All right. And it's okay, because these kinds of things come over time. And I know even for myself, I found myself in these last couple of years, because the majority of the time that I've done my business, it's been part-time and it's been the thing that I've enjoyed doing. And it got to a point that I knew I needed to go further. And so taking it to this level of, this is what I do 100% every day, and this is how I live, this is how I eat, this is how I pay my bills, but it's also what I enjoy doing, took on a different meaning when I went 100% in full-time in my business. And I'm sure this is true for a lot of people. There are things that were okay before I went full-time in my business that are now not okay. I have to put in more time. I have to make sacrifices. I have to be more diligent. And there are things that I'm still improving upon as I go, because it is growing and developing. And as I grow and I develop, I have to learn how to grow and develop my business. And so there are other pieces and parts that I'm now working on to put that framework in place. It makes my structure stronger, so that when I'm ready to pass the mantle, or, you know, when I'm off the scene, there's legacy here. Somebody can purchase this business, or it can be a legacy, if one of my children want to take it on and continue it. I want to make sure that the business has good foundation, good structure, and the structure is strong. So I still have a lot of work to do, right? But what I am clear about is the path that I'm on, the business that I'm doing, and the fact that it is the purpose and the call on my life. I'm clear about that. Now, did that come overnight? Absolutely not. It did not. I think for myself, in a lot of ways, those first few years, I was functioning, right, in my business. I had a functional role in my business, even though I'm the sole proprietor of my business. I had a functioning role, meaning I knew what to do to function in this role and give results, right? But now I take on another aspect of it, whereas it's a vital role for me, not just a functioning role. There is another level of value now that I'm more clear about my position, and it places a higher level of value on business. It places a higher level on my area of gifting and expertise, and it also places a higher level on the impact that I want my clients to have and receive. So the benefits have a different level of quality and a different level of value. So it changes the whole game, because I now know the vitality of my role in being the owner and the visionary for this business. And so, as I have been diving into and delving into a little bit more research about this functionality versus vitality, I want to just share a couple of things tonight. And like I said, I want to feel this thing out, because it is starting to really intrigue my interest. And that's kind of how things happen with me. When I get a revelation of something, it can take off. And so one of the things that came up in my research was this statement. Um, in the real realm of vision management, there there is this whole idea of dreams being woven into reality, right? So that position of visionary functioning and vital embodiment forms a philosophical chasm to be traversed. It's a journey that take us deep into the atrocities of purpose, essence, and the very nature of our existence. So, what am I saying? Let's unpack those areas. So, when we get into the intricacies of purpose and essence and the very nature of our existence, it goes back to our innate ability. Why are we here? What were we called and purposed to do? When the essence of your purpose and the nature of your existence, this is, I say to people all the time, vision to me, and different people have different perspectives, but this is a perspective from which I work. Oftentimes, 98% of the time, your vision is tied to your innate abilities, who you are. Because when we're going to do a thing that we're going to do every day, we're going to get up and do it every day, it needs to be something that's a part of the very fabric of our being, who we are, how we exist, what we like, what we don't like, what we enjoy doing, what we don't enjoy doing. All of these things are important, and they are a vital and essential role of how we function as visionaries. So our purpose, the essence of who we are, and the nature of our existence cohabitate in this realm, in this world, when we talk about functioning in our vision versus being a vital role in our vision. There was another piece that came out of there. So once we get through the intricacies of purpose, essence, and existence, let's talk about the fact that it's the world of strategy where plans are crafted, structures are erected, and steps are mapped out with precision akin to a master architect. So here we go. As a visionary, of course, I go back to Habakkuk 2:2. Write vision, make it plain upon tablets, so he that read it can run with it. So that's a blueprint. You're giving somebody a roadmap. You're giving them instructions. You're helping them. You're writing it down. You're making it plain. So when they read it, they can run with it. In essence, when they read it, they can follow the instructions. They can build the business. They can follow the vision. They can, execute what has been communicated. So all of these things come into play when we think about a visionary. There's this craftsmanship that happens. The visionary takes on this role of crafting this vision, erecting, being an architect, right? And putting this structure in place on paper, crafting this vision so that it can be seen by the eyes of the beholders, what the visionary sees. And so the only way that you can function in the world of this visionary is that you understand what the end goal or what the end goal is, what it should look like. And so in addition to that, it means that there has to be some sketching of blueprints, the vision that birth tangible manifestation. So the tangible manifestation is the revelation for which the visionary has had the opportunity to experience. Oh, this is good stuff. Good stuff. So take this into consideration. Yet beneath this structured surface, right, there's a question. Can a blueprint capture the intangible spark of vision's soul? Because within the visionary, there is a spirit that goes with it. There's a mood that goes with it. There's a vibe that goes with it. And even if we were to go down to the element of music, there would be a song that goes with it that would vibe for the visionary. So, does meticulous planning steal the fire of inspiration? So that's a question that I want to pose to you. Do you feel like once a vision is revealed and you begin to put the plans in place and you begin to document and you begin to blueprints in place and structure and strategy, does that steal the fire of inspiration? For me, it does not, because the inspiration has to come from the visionary. We're the only ones, the visionaries are the only ones that can set the fire, start the fire, determine the heat, turn it up, turn it down, because the vision is given to the visionary. And so you control the temperature. This is why I have been talking about vision management, because it's one thing to get a vision, it's another thing to manage that vision. You can't have a vision. It's just like having a baby and leaving it on the bed, feed itself, clothe itself, change its diaper, uh, all of these things, and it has no ability. A vision has no ability without ushering of the visionary. You have to be a vital role of that vision. So when vision is cast, you can't just leave it on the table as a cast vision. It has to be managed, and managing a vision requires work, resources, people, runners, resources, the whole nine. And so it's important that we realize that as a visionary, we hold the fire. We hold the fire. We hold the fire, and we hold the fire. And sometimes that heat can be moderate, sometimes that heat can be strong, but the pinnacle of that is for that temperature to rise based on the inspiration of the revelation of vision that's been given to the visionary. Visionary functioning navigates um, this process of raising this question as to whether or not we have a functioning piece here with the revelation itself, where it starts, the work that's done in between, and the culmination of that revelation to be manifested. How is the fire managed in between? So this is one of the, this is a comparison, and this is just a thought, but this is a comparison that came out of my research, and it was this. Visionary functioning navigates these philosophical waters, raising inquiry into whether a symphony meticulously composed can rival the raw, impassioned melodies of existence. It's deep and it's philosophical. So when we're just functioning, we take on a different persona. But when we become a vital role of that, we get into this whole thing of the symphony of it all, because as a visionary, we help to crescendo, decrescendo. We help to level the tone of the symphony. We help to make sure that every note is balanced and in place. Um, we help to make sure that the melodies are in harmony. What does that mean? Making sure that we have the right person in the right place, doing the right thing at the right time, in the right season, for the right reason. Melodies of existence. And the passion of the visionary is intertwined and interwoven into the fabric of this symphony on a consistent basis. It's a very calculated and very deep positioning of the visionary. A lot of us don't think of our visions on this level, or our role as it relates to how those things unfold, but you are the very essence and core of how this music is sang, right? How it culminates. I recall in my early days singing, and for a long time it was it was enjoyable, right? Because I was young, and I had the lungs and the energy and all of that. And I do okay now. But the thing was, as I got older, there was a different level of maintaining um, those levels of energy as the notes climbed higher, as um, the um, the movement of notes and the changing of notes would take place. It took more effort. Number one, to make those differentiations. Number two, the energy, the wind, the singing from the diaphragm, and how things need to transition, how those things need to happen. And so I had to put more time into that. Whereas early on, my energy level gave me a different aspect of being able to make those notes synchronize and move when they needed to move. Not only that, I learned how to adjust my voice for the various parts. Whereas when I was younger, I had one note that was soprano, and that was it. I was going soprano, soprano, soprano every time. Well, as time, progressed, I began to, in some songs and on some levels, I would do soprano and others alto. And in some cases, if I could take tenor and take the low road, I would, because it was more comfortable, right? So I became more functioning than vital in one role. And so it's this whole essence of the various moving parts and pieces. You have the voices, you have the strings, you have the organ, you have the keys, the piano, percussion. You have all these different elements that have to balance so that the voices are not drowned out, but that so that you hear the intricate pieces and parts of the orchestra or the band, so that it all flows together for one cohesive sound. And so I remember being in different aspects of vocal training and or rehearsals or in the studio preparing for recordings and things of that nature. Had a blast, loved it, had a ball, but it was a different level of energy. And so what I'm doing now is a different level of energy from a thought process, right? From a mental capacity process, and how these thoughts come together. And so this is something that I'm continuing to study out myself. And so as I'm on this journey, I'm going to be sharing nuggets with you. And so this is here again, a couple of nuggets that um, I'm taking from my study. And so as I'm putting it all together, you'll be able to actually share in the finished product here in the days ahead. A couple of more things about being vital. Um, it's not about rigid plans altogether, but about embodying the very essence of the vision. That's what it goes back to. Embodying the very essence of the vision. What did you see? And once you determine clearly what you saw, then you have to continue to see what you saw as it becomes clearer and clearer and as it evolves. And as I stated to a pastor a couple of weeks ago now, and I've said this before, as vision unfolds, you will get updates on that, right? It gets clearer. It's just like the process of a film developing as it first starts, that process, you start to see outlines of faces and figures and arms and legs and things of that nature. And as it continues to unfold, you begin to see eyes and the intricate details, the intricacies, as we talked earlier, details of the eyes, the nose, and the lines and where things are kind of laid out. And then as that development continues and progresses, you begin to see color and colors of top versus bottoms and nails and earrings and all the intricate pieces and parts of that picture is coming to fruition. It's the same thing with vision. So sometimes, when that first revelation happens, we see this glance of this big picture and we may not see colors. And so where it looked like it may have been a tan or a beige, it may actually be an olive green, right? Because the closer it gets to that finished product, you're more clear about what it is that big picture that was unfolded to you. Listen, it's deep, but I'm just telling you, there is so much here, and the role you play is vital, and you have to make sure that you're in constant prayer and meditation, and you're communing with God so that that vision is clear. And the more clear it is to you as the visionary, the more clear it's going to be to those who are a part of the vision. Not only that, you have the enthusiasm that needs to go with that vision and the energy that comes with it. And you're able to pass that inspiration and the depth of that vision to embody onto the persons who are a part of the vision. Listen, this is good. This is good stuff. And I hope that for those of you, so it's going to resonate with those that it's supposed to resonate with. I know it may not be for everybody, but it will resonate for those of you that it's for. And then one last thing before I head out tonight, and that is it's an immersion that necessitates resonating with the core purpose, flowing with the currents of the inspiration. here again, it goes back to the depth of the visionary and what it is that is in the core of who you are, what your purpose and your calling is. And that flows with currents of inspiration that you have in line with the assignment of that vision. Oh my God. This is gonna be a good study. I think I'm gonna be on this rest of the month as things unfold, but wanted to just share my process of functional versus vital as it relates to being a visionary. And so I hope you can take some pieces and parts of this, and I'll be going back through this material and kind of recapping when I'm on next week. And so just wanted to share a few things with you tonight. And so I hope this dialogue has been encouraging to you. I hope it's been eye-opening. I know it's been for me. And so I'm excited because I'm really discovering something different, another perspective on vision. And it is just, oh my God, excited. I'm so excited about it. So listen, um, make sure that you subscribe. Okay. So I know a lot of people, you stop in, you check it out. Well, will you subscribe, like, and subscribe? I would appreciate it so much. And listen, if this blessed you, share it with somebody else. Will you do that? Share it with somebody else and encourage them. Because listen, all of us have a vision of some type, even if that's a vision for our lives and what it is that we see ourselves doing, where we want to be in our life in 5 years and 10 years. It may not be a business. It may be a hobby you have. It may be something that you just want to do, you don't want to make public. It's not necessarily a business or anything that anybody would purchase, but it's something that's vitally important to you. Take that vital role as a visionary, whatever that is, and see it to fruition. Do it, okay? See it to manifestation. And know that you are the only one that can do it because you're the only one it was given to. You were given the vision to get it to manifestation. Well, with that, I'm out tonight quickly. Here again, thank you as always for stopping in for Tuesday Motivation and Conversation. Listen, don't forget, registration for Pen to Paper is alive and well. The, um, the link is hot. Go get registered, bridgetmoody.com/events. VIP is almost sold out, but we still have some more spots in VIP. So listen, I'm wanting to see you in Dallas, Texas, November 3rd through the 4th, right here at the Embassy Suites Galleria in Dallas, Texas. That's in the heart of our city. It's an amazing location. And so I'm looking forward to seeing you there. It's going to be an amazing time. Go ahead and book your room, reserve your room, and get your flight registration and all that stuff done. And listen, prepare for an amazing experience. Pen to Paper is an experience. There are going to be some amazing speakers that are going to speak into your life as a visionary and help you to have tools that you need to go to the next level. Because listen, you're the one who needs the clarity and you're the one who needs to be able to articulate that vision so that the world can hear about it and know what it is that you've been purposed and called to do. So listen, I want to see you here in Dallas, Texas, November 3rd and 4th. And listen, make a weekend of it and then worship with us at the Potter's House on Sunday. And so that's something I always invite our attendees to do. But I'm looking forward to seeing you. And listen, if you're already registered, thank you so much. I appreciate you registering and supporting this conference. I know that your life's never going to be the same. It's going to be impacted in a way that you never thought it could be. We're going deep on vision. I'm telling you, you already see what's happening when it comes to the revelation that's happening in this season. And so I'm looking forward to all that God's going to do and what he wants to reveal in you and in your life and take your vision to the next level. So if you already registered, listen, it's somebody to come with you and say, hey, you got to come to Pen to Paper. If you already done book your room, then hey, you got somebody that can share the cost. Come on. Bring a friend and listen. If you have 10 or more and you desire a group rate, please reach out to me. I'd love to have you, pastor, business owner with your team or staff, come and be a part of Pen to Paper. I'm telling you, in the past, I've had business owners bring their teams, their staffs, ministry leaders bring their teams and their staffs, and it has been a phenomenal experience. I'm looking forward to seeing you Pen to Paper 2023 this November 3rd and 4th. Listen, meet me there. And go and check out the website for all of the wonderful things that are happening in this time and in this season with Bridget Moody Consulting. I'll see you next time right here for Tuesday Motivation and Conversation.